got something really fun out of my devotional I wanted to share with you guys. Today we're talking about God being our Father. You know, we want to see God with the most respect that we possibly can and understand our right relationship as His creation before Him, the Creator. But don't forget that God is our Father and He wants that relationship with us. So here we are learning about kind of what an earthly father is like to their son or daughter. Same with the mom. But they use some examples here. Charles Spurgeon does. He goes on to say, "Do not go about the service of God as slaves to their taskmaster's toil, but run in the way of His commands, because it is your Father's way." So he breaks that down. Again, sometimes a little boy will want to be like their dad, a little girl will want to be like their mom, and you'll do things because it's your Father's way. And I think as you start to grow closer with God, just keep in mind that you're not trying to please Him as a taskmaster would, to write off, tick something off the box to accomplish a task, but instead you're doing it out of relationship, out of admiration, and you've bought into the idea of Christianity and you want to bear the family likeness. Alistair Begg rewrote this Charles Spurgeon book, and he talked about that in one of his books recently, bearing the family likeness, and I just thought that was too good. And that's kind of that idea there. It's the Father's way. I'm doing these things because God's doing it. It's the right way. It's the pure way. It's the holy way. Then he continues on. He says, "The king's crown is forgotten in the king's face, and his scepter becomes not a rod of iron, but of silver scepter of mercy. The scepter indeed seems to be forgotten in the tender hand of him who wields it." And I think that's so important. You know, you think about this wrought iron scepter that's just striking down rules and striking down people, and it's just like a harsh thing. And I think sometimes folks that don't know the Lord, that don't have a relationship with God, just have heard about some of the rules, if you will, of Christianity. But yet that's not the right way to look at it. You know, we're not doing these because it's the taskmaster's way. We don't see the crown on God's head and just get, out of fear and trembling in that sense, but instead we start to see God's face, and we see God's character, and we see what He wants for His kingdom and for His family, for His bride. We're the bride of Christ, and then we start doing and acting and living through that. So that was super encouraging for me, guys. I really do encourage you to grab this book if you don't have it. It's a really good daily devotional, and I will catch you in the next video.